Why, hello, boys. Good morning to you. How are you? Let's get started here. Ace, good morning. It is podcast time. Pop Moon Pie. Of course I remember you. I have, my brain is slightly bigger than a goldfish. I do remember you, my friend. Did you spell girls wrong on purpose? Always. They're no longer girls, sir. They're now grills. They will always be grills to me. They're all in my heart. When we used to play unjacked. Yeah, but that was a long time ago, dude. Hey, yo, what's up, Daniel? Good morning. I see you're skipping school. Very nice. This is the perfect place to play hooky. But yeah, I have fun with my titles. I just kind of just put whatever I want up there. And I'll spell it any way I want. No, man. I prefer the Mimi way of spelling girls when I'm playing on the internets. It's night here. It's raining. Oh my God. I'll be over here shortly. I love the rain and I love the nighttime. Holy cow, that sounds so good. Well, I'm at work and gotta go back to work. I'll check it. All right, shower time. Don't work too hard, dude. I'll see you soon. Thank you for stopping by. Clouts, what's up, dude? Look, South America representing. I love that. Not skipping school. It's 4 p.m. here. Hey, when I was a kid, we went to school for 18 hours a day, sir. You should be in school regardless whether somebody's there or not. Me too. See, there you go. Com's here. What's up, dude? Hiya. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. It's nice to see you guys, by the way. I know some people don't like the podcast and everything else. They're hoping that they tune in and I'm playing balloons or something like that. But I have to tell you, this is my favorite thing to do during the week. This is where I get to have like real conversations with my community. And to me, that's the most rewarding thing I can do. So it's nice to have you guys here. I just want to start off on a positive note and just say that I'm looking forward to this. I used to walk 50 miles over the Himalayas to school, and then we had to sleep at school. Unfortunately, there's too many of us that had to do that. See how I slipped myself into that? Perfect. Which subject do you like the most in school? Let me see. English. All right, so this is going to sound like a ridiculous thing to say, but my favorite subject in school was always English because it was the easiest subject for me. Not just because I spoke English, because I absolutely love the English language. You would think that with a vocabulary the size of mine that I would hate it, but it turns out I think it's beautiful. I think the English language is so difficult and has so much to offer that I was an A+ student in English my entire academic career. I have zero issues with writing papers, reading literature, and enjoying it. Huge fan. Let's see. At school, playing Scrabble. Oh, that's actually one of my favorite games. I love that game. Every time I was deployed and we had to live in a tent, for some reason we always had Scrabble, and we played Scrabble a lot. English. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. You spelled it wrong. Do you love storybooks? No. Actually, it's one of the only things I don't really enjoy very much. I know a lot of people love those fictional stories and everything else. I actually prefer nonfiction because there's so much I don't know about the world right now that I don't need to read imaginational stuff. Is that a word? I don't need to read those kinds of things. I want to read something that's real that I can touch. Like if you want to tell me the story about some mountain, I want to know that if I really wanted to, I can fly there, drive there, walk there, whatever, and go and enjoy that particular story in person. So I don't really like Harry Potter and stuff like that. I have trouble connecting to that, not because of my age, just because it's not something that I'm really interested in. But if you want to tell me the history of Amazon or Google or something like that, I will stop what I'm doing and we can do that. We speak English in Asia too. Very nice. Very nice. You should try Odyssey by Homer. It's awesome, miss and yeah. See, that's the stuff I don't like. So because it's not real, and like I can't go and enjoy like I understand. I'm not trying to be like a stick in the mud or ants at a picnic. I'm just saying like my mind doesn't necessarily enjoy that stuff. Like I enjoy certain kind of fiction, like Marvel movies and stuff like that. I like visual. Like if you're gonna take me somewhere, show it to me. That kind of thing. Book club, no way, sir. I mean, I could, but man, I don't have the time to sit down and read a book. I mean, I do have the time, but I don't want to make time for that. Oh, my daughter would join it. I can't make time for that though. I mean, when would I smoke pot? You wouldn't have any time for that. 1209 versus 200. What? Nice. What was the first ever game you played unjacked? My first ever game? I would probably say Oregon Trail in 5th grade in Mrs. Guarneri's class. Yeah, I would say it was Oregon Trail on the PC. I was a PC gamer ever since. Amazing. I didn't even know at the time. Just do it simultaneously. It just seems so difficult, man. I really like the focus. Then you would like Sherlock Holmes, everything. Yeah, but it's still fictional. Sherlock Holmes is still fictional. And I definitely don't like murder, like mysteries either. I like biographies and documentaries. I like discoveries. I like space stuff. So if you wanted to hang out and watch something, space stuff is what's up. Like show me a documentary on how we're gonna put a human being on Mars. And then I'm in all day long. Gonna go play Minecraft. All right, come. Thanks for hanging out. Or Oregon Trail, a little bit different. That one goes along the Spice Trail in Asia. There's a lot of bathrooms along the way. It's weird because it all has ice machines in them. That's terrible, sir. That is actually terrible. Let me say what I did last night. So I know that I don't believe that she is here at the moment. But I stayed up watching YouTube last night way too long. I found my dude. Gonna grow plants? Nice, dude. Hey, good luck on that. Very, very much so. Hold on, I'll get to the YouTube thing in a minute. But I will say this. I've been trying to explore the internets a little bit and trying to find other content that I enjoy. I have had such a limited exposure because I'm too lazy to find new channels. So one thing that I really enjoy about streaming is that my audience, my community, will hook me up once in a while with a really good find. Be like, yo, you got to check out this channel. And then I actually do go check out that channel. And then I'm like, damn, this is what's up. And that happened to me last night. Do you watch TED? Yeah, actually I do like TED Talks. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've watched so many TED Talks. It's incredible. Hey, my Uber just showed up. There's a creepy guy that looks like he wants to steal my kidneys. They don't take Ubers. They just show up. I'm assuming that they take portals just like Doctor Strange does. They just show up and just take them. Like, oh, you're not doing anything with these intestines. I'll take those. Oh, so bad. Yeah, I like TED Talks. I like, what else do I watch? I watch a lot of I don't like drama. I don't like murder mystery. I don't like suspense. I don't like action films. I just kind of like being taken along a journey. Like, I want to be taken along a journey of something I can't do myself. So whether that's like harvesting cocoa beans or making cocaine in Columbia woods or, hiking a mountain with the Sherpas in the Himalayas, whatever that is, I just enjoy watching. So anyway, check out ISAB. Nah, I'm not interested. Yeah, I have no interest in that. So yeah, I just want to experience things that I know in my lifetime that I can never do. And but I mean, I have watched fiction, so I'm not going to shit all over it. It's just one of those things that yeah, yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of goodness out there. You just like me, you have to value your time, and you only watch certain things too. So I think we're all on the same page, right? I think. So yeah, last night I was watching Vaush. So I wish he was here for this, but I just want to get it out of the way up front. I sat on the couch and I watched Vaush for so long, and then I realized that Vaush. Okay, so everybody know what Key and Peele is? Does everybody know who Key and Peele is? So Jordan Peele plays President Obama, and then Michael Key, he does he's Obama's interpreter, I think Luther or something like that. And so Jordan will say something very casual, no different than like President Obama would. And then Key would go off his rocker and just start, really saying how he felt inside. Well, that's kind of like Vaush for me. Like, he's progressive. Like, I didn't know that there was another human being out there that felt the way I did about Elon Musk. I had no idea that like there was somebody out there like that got me. So anyway, I went down every rabbit hole. I watched so many of his videos. I'm a huge fan. I am absolutely a huge fan. What I like the most is, clearly he comes from the world of academia because he has an extreme vocabulary. I would say he's very witty, very knowledgeable, and anyway, it's one of those situations where Eros said you should watch Vaush. I think you'd really like him, and she nailed it. Not only did I like it, I can't wait to watch even more of his content because it's so engaging mentally. I love that stuff. Like, just having like a real conversation with somebody, like a meaningful conversation. I understand, like, for example, there's a lot of people that have seen the notification that I'm live. Most of them have followed me only because they want to see me watch games. I'm the opposite. I don't want to watch people play games so much. I want to watch people like take me somewhere mentally. Like, it feels good to think. Does that make any sense? Let's see. I ever checked The Highwaymen? No. It's a movie about Bonnie and Clyde in the 30s, and two men are given it. See, yeah, I don't like that. Like, that's not the stuff I like at all. Like, I don't give two shits about Bonnie and Clyde. They didn't make any human impact other than, like, robbing and like, chasing. Like, that stuff doesn't interest me because it's not meaningful to, like, the world or, like, the human race. It doesn't add value. Watch TEDx now, please. Stream it. No. This is my podcast. I'm in the middle of doing that. I'm not going to stop and go watch something else. Why would I do that? Hey guys, my podcast sucks. Let's go and watch somebody else do a podcast live on my stream because I'm not good enough. Oh man, sometimes it's nice to get trolled in the morning. It wakes you up a little bit. Yo, Jock, what's up? Good morning to you. Deadly Donger, nice to see you. What's up? Hello? Positive vibes this morning, guys. I'm enjoying myself. I am having a great morning. I feel extremely positive today. I feel like I got my curtain. My studio curtain came in yesterday. I can't hang it up yet because I don't have the right hooks for it. But I will on Saturday. Saturday, the hooks will be here. I'm going to get this curtain up. And I think we seriously do the first podcast next week. I think first podcast, amazing. We nail it next week. It's going to be awesome. I don't know what time we're going to do it, and I don't know what day we're going to do it. But I've really only been waiting for that curtain. I got a few other things I got to button up a little bit, but I think we do it. Yo, Eros is here. Good morning. Hello, ma'am. Good to hear you are having an awesome day. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you guys are too. Good morning. Going to be lurking this morning. Please do. So away. I will do all of the talking. I was just talking about Vaush. I'm probably right before you popped in. No, it's a TED educational YouTube video. I understand what it is, sir. I am not going to stop my content so you can watch another piece of content through my content. That's ridiculous. So either enjoy the podcast or I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I watched Vaush last night, Eros. I was just thanking you a few minutes ago for mentioning that I should watch Vaush. He is like my progressive interpreter, much like Key and Peele have their Obama interpreter. I don't know if you're familiar with that skit, but he was saying everything that I would want to say to anybody. It would be unbelievable. I like Vaush, and I agree with him on pretty much everything I've seen so far. I think I could have a meaningful conversation with him. I think the only issue is he has several IQ points more than I do, and I recognize that, and my vocabulary is not as impressive as his. And he can put a lot of thoughts better together than I can, if that makes sense. But man, he's passionate, and I love that. Go watch CoComelon. I'm glad my suggestion was helpful. No, it's nice. I mean, usually people give me crappy suggestions, but I had a feeling that you had reasonable taste. And so I pulled up Vaush, and I enjoyed it. I still have not watched the video that you linked yesterday, but I will. That'll be my next thing that I knock down. I have to go a little at a time, you know? Oh, this morning. Let me see. This morning, I went through, the casual stuff, email, Facebook, all of that stuff. And it was pretty cool. I saw most of my town was complaining about all the Donald Trump signs around here, which is everybody's right. But I'm taking note, just if any of my neighbors are watching, which I know they're not. But if they were, I will not forget who put Donald Trump signs in their yard. And sorry, I had a little hair right there. I am not going to forget who supported Donald Trump in my town. I'm taking note. So I hope every single one of them put up a sign. Like, I am strongly encouraging it. If you support Donald Trump, tell me, I will bring you over a sign and I will put it in your yard. Like, that's almost to the point that I'm at. Just so you can self-identify that you are a shitty person that has very little grounds to stand on intellectually or passionately. Like, that's what I want to do. I just want to let people know, oh, hey, just so everybody knows, these three houses right here more than likely has a misogynist living in it, a sexist, a bigot, a racist, all those things. And you say, unjacked. That's so aggressive. Why would you say that? Well, I can't prove otherwise, so I just have to assume because they support somebody that is all of those things. It's hard to say that, but it's true. You sound like my girlfriend, but with Bolsonaro. Oh, yeah. Well, if that was my president in Brazil, I would say the same exact thing about that guy. That guy sucks just as much, if not even more. Oh, so shameful. It is so shameful. Do you know about SpaceX? Yes. Anything in particular? I am very familiar with SpaceX. Short of working there, sir. Indeed, yeah. I am an extremely passionate person. I never really used to be because it didn't affect me. But then I realized how much it really affects me. Tyler, good morning. Nice to see you, of course. Welcome to the stream. Podcast/podcast. Hey, can I tell you guys something? I'm a little excited. We're a little bit further in, so most people won't see this when I put it on YouTube. The YouTube and the Facebook are I was just telling my daughter, so I've been doing content creation for about 20 years on the internet. Thereabouts. It's, 1999, 2000-ish is about when I started. And I didn't know like I was ever going to be able to do stuff like this on the internet, but what's really cool is I didn't really know what it brought to the table as far as putting communication out there, just being able to reach people. And I didn't know how to make content for most of those 20 years. So a lot of the projects I would do, like creating, I have like probably 8 YouTube channels. There's like all kinds of old videos of me and stuff like that, and they never really took off because I would make like 5 to 10 videos and then not do anything else after that. Like I would just put them there and move on. And now that I'm doing this and I'm actually creating content on a regular basis and I'm uploading it to YouTube on a regular basis, I'm starting to see the trajectory going like this. It's still small, but I never saw the beginning of anything on all of my other projects. This is the first time I'm actually seeing it. I love Elon Musk work and improvement on technology. Do you? No, I hate Elon Musk, and I think he's a garbage person. I think he has been lucky in his ability to create money from things like starting, co-founding PayPal and then using that money to roll it into his ideas and what he wants to accomplish. That make no mistake, the technology that he's investing his money in is not for you. It's for him. These are things that he wanted to do, which we happen to benefit from. But he didn't close down his Gigafactory during the COVID. Have you seen like his tweets? Like as a human being, he's garbage. He doesn't value his workers. He doesn't value anything. He's a science denier. He's so many things. I hate Elon Musk. I used to like him until like a lot of the ugliness started coming out during Trump's administration. Yeah. That's amazing to hear. Glad to hear it's going so well. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, it really is. I'm kind of impressed. I don't want to like get too excited because, maybe it's just like a bump and it's just going to go away. But I have no idea. I just think it's kind of cool because this is the first time I'm seeing any project of any, of value starting to come to fruition. And so that's why I'm like, man, I'm not changing anything. I love what I'm doing right now. The more you practice, the better you get. I agree with that. You just got to keep doing it. You got to keep pushing, and you got to keep finding what really makes sense for you. Oh, I didn't know that about him. Yeah, a lot of people don't. But listen, don't take my word for it, man. I'm not here to like try to manipulate you or try. The only thing I can do is tell you, like, go read his Twitter feed. Just read it with an objective, like, outsider view on what he tweets and what the purpose is. Like all you gotta do is just take in what he puts out. And you might be the type of person to be like, oh, I actually like his stuff. Maybe you're part of the problem. I don't know, but an objective person should be able to go to his Twitter account and be like, yeah, this is not good for society. So please don't take my word. Please take what I'm encouraging you to go and check out and validate that. And either tell me I'm dead wrong and why, or tell me I'm right and we move on. Well, the thing is, I never know how to say his name. Bolsonaro. I never have to say his name because he's not my president, so I don't have his name like in my head. At some point, got really scared of Corona and actually fixed his shit. Donald Trump, however, no, he did not. I've seen the news. And Brazil just went over 120,000 dead Brazilians, and he still hasn't done shit. He hasn't done anything. I don't believe that. Him, Donald Trump, and who's the other one? Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson has done more than Donald Trump or Bolsonaro. I'm never gonna say his name right. I'm sorry.
Hey, Dad, how do I open this window?
Hey, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Oh, we're having pancakes this morning. Pancakes. So yeah, I mean, Boris Johnson at least is trying to like get people to slim down in the UK. He's still a shitty person. Don't get me wrong. This is why it's now mostly contained in Brazil. I don't know about that. I have been reading about Brazil, and Brazil is still a hot mess. More than the U.S. at least, that's for sure. Almost anything is more contained than the U.S. And the only reason why you could reasonably say that the coronavirus is contained in the US is because Mexico shut its border and Canada shut its border and said, oh, hell no. That's the only reason. So we are physically contained. But if a lot of Americans had their way, they would be jumping over the wall so they can go to your stores, so they can get your health care. Like, don't think that it's contained, dude. We are physically contained. Most Americans are bitching about not being able to travel right now. And because anyway, forget it. It is what it is. Weren't there cases? Wait. Weren't there a case where he fired some of his employees for smoking weed, but he smoked weed too? I don't know if he fired employees for smoking weed, but he smoked weed on the Joe Rogan podcast. It was a poor attempt to smoke weed, to say the least. He looked like the most uncomfortable. Like, if Snoop Dogg was a superhero, Elon Musk would have been the villain. Like, that's how large that gap of I know how to smoke pot was. So, I don't know if he fired anybody for smoking pot. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all. You're dead wrong because I said so. And take that, unjacked. Got him. Let's see. Are you Brazilian? He is anything you want. If you need him to be a Texan, he will be a Texan right now, tonight. Somebody get my cowboy hat. Well, doing more good than Trump is pretty easy because Trump did nothing. No, there's nothing of good or value to be shown. Like, a lot of the supporters keep being told that there's a lot of things that are good and that everything is going well. I assure you, nothing is going well. There is plenty to see here, sir. Everybody step in and see the carcass of what is to become of the United States of America. Let's see. Bolsonaro never fixed nothing in Brazil, only made it worse. He's just there to loot the treasury. That's it, man. He's not there to take care and lead. He's not there to benefit the Brazilian people. He is there to loot your coffers and take power. That's the only thing he's there for. Same with Donald Trump. Even the army that was his biggest support is starting to hate him. Well, I mean, it starts there for sure. He's the commander-in-chief. I don't know what you guys call it in Brazil, but, Donald Trump, he's the commander-in-chief. I literally worked for him for like 2 weeks. He was the president the last 2 weeks of my military career. I saw the writing on the wall. As soon as I saw like how many sycophants he had in 2015, I went right to my computer and said, "Retire, please. I do not want any of this bullshit." Because I would have been stationed in South Korea. I would probably still be in South Korea right now. Oh, thank God. The thought of that is so terrible. Anyway. I haven't looked into that. Only numbers here. Yeah, that's a big percentage of coronavirus population. Oh, yeah. The numbers are crazy everywhere. He once said, "I don't care if a lot of Brazilians died. It's not my problem. I'm not a medic." Wow. That's exactly who you want representing your country. Yeah. I know everybody here voted for me, but I don't give a shit about any of them. Let's not talk about the past. They've already voted me in. Let's talk about what I'm not going to do in the future. Something like that. Don't remember right now. Hey, we have bad government heads around the world. And it's surprising that we still have this problem. But I'll go back to what I normally say. It always comes back to education. An educated populace is a well-armed populace in the voting booths and elsewhere. I'm an extremely progressive person. I'm not in like those circles of academia where I'm wielding those kind of powers. But what I was saying is, like, I believe that people come first before corporations and wealthy people, and it shouldn't even be. It's not even like a radical thing to say. Let's see. yeah, well, that's the problem. Are too dumb. Well, we have the same problem here in the U.S. You know, and unfortunately, we don't fix that at all. Nobody wants to fix the education. You know what most people do here in America to fix education? This is how it's normally done as a parent. You have a kid. The kid is about 3 or 4 years old, and you start thinking ahead. You're like, wow, little Johnny here is going to start kindergarten soon. He's got about 2 years. We're living in an apartment in somewhere in the middle of Kansas. The school district is okay, but we should probably start looking for a better school district. Then that family moves from like Kansas to like Massachusetts. Massachusetts is known for its education. And they buy in a place that has a pretty well-rated education system. Little Johnny gets a great elementary, middle school education. And high school's a little iffy, though, because little Johnny needs to go to a trade school, but also wants to get some pretty good college prep just in case. So those parents will then move again so they can be in the right high school district. And it's crazy. So you just move to where you want to go to school, essentially. Yo, Commie Pickles here. What's up? Podcast time. Heck yeah, dude. I love podcast time. Let's not forget that people can start massive rebellion against him. You'd be surprised. When you keep people poor and dumb, it's really hard to stage a rebellion. You got to really push.
Y'all remember slavery?
Yeah, it took slavery for the American people to stand up the last time. You could argue maybe during World War I, World War II, but I would say the average American was not as in it as like the Civil War. That was the last time. So Americans had to be pushed that far to stand up for their rights. I'd imagine it would take about the same if we did it again. And that's very different than just protesting. Protesting is just to get the conversation started. Let's see. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Had some tea. I like that. By the way, this morning I'm having Earl Grey tea, also from the Bigelow Tea Farms. I decided to go Earl Grey today. Please try not to judge me too hard. Started to say things like PT is communist. Hi, join your stream by trying to cheer you up. I'm colorblind. I lost 2 friends today, and I'm from Australia. Hey, Panda, sorry to hear about that, and I hope your day gets a little bit better. Wow, it sounds terrible. People's spirits are broken, and they don't want to rebel. Yeah, I mean, people are tired, exhausted from a lot of the churn and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, it takes a lot to get people to take up arms and try to change their government like that. It's not as easy as just writing a few news articles and be like, hey, you know what you guys should do? Yeah. He said anything's possible. Oh, yeah. Well, like Donald Trump said, his favorite people are the uneducated ones. And they should be. That's exactly who follows him. People that didn't finish high school. People that were D students. People that didn't achieve much or won't achieve much. There's a lot of that, sadly. Anyway, last time America was based was during Civil War. Yep. Anyone with hate speech? Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that love to hear hate speech. There's a lot of people that want to be scared. They want a politician to tell them that things are not going to be all right unless they elect them right here. And it's not true. Most Americans are really good people. As I'm sure most Brazilians are really good people. It's pretty hard. You got to, just so you can understand everything. Yeah, I mean, you got to invest yourself, sadly. And Jack, had the chance to watch the video? No, not yet. I have a list of, content I got to get through. But I do promise I want to see it. I just have to, last night I tackled Vaush, and I must have watched 4 hours of his content. So, but I will. At the end of the day, nothing will change, and you will ultimately be one putting food on the table. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's definitely different levels that you have to that you have to play on. I mean, at the end of the day, I need to vote. I need to be aware of what's going on because what happens in the federal level at Washington, D.C. actually affects me, especially being a retired military, member. My paycheck comes from the federal government. My benefits come from the federal government. And when they start messing with it, it messes with me and my livelihood and my ability. So, it is what it is. So anyway, it's just one of those things that I like to digest. I like to think about these things. They're exhausting, but at the end of the day, you're right. I just need to focus on putting food on my table. I need to make sure that everybody is taken care of and, that we're good. That's at the end of the day, that's my responsibility. And, I could probably close my ears and just go along life. I not give any consideration of who's the president or anything like that. But I think that would be an irresponsible thing to do with my citizenship. I watched a video in which scientific called Thunderfoot. So Thunderfoot he's an interesting guy. I don't feel like he's as solid as somebody like Vaush. And it could be because he's not from the U.S. I think. Isn't he British? He has a weird accent. Maybe he's Canadian. I'm not sure. Thunderfoot is interesting. However, I no longer. He's too involved with like Anna Arcasia. He's like too like into like the progressive like counterculture. I'm not into that stuff. That's what I'm trying to get at, and he's into that. But yeah, I don't know. Like Thunderfoot, he's pretty good in like his experiments to like show heat distribution. Like he seems like he's a solid engineer and a scientist, but he likes to travel a little bit too far outside of his scope. And sometimes when I listen to him, I feel like I'm not saying he's an idiot. He's a super smart guy. He's from the UK, and I think maybe just his environment was different than mine, so I don't see his perspective on certain things. But I think he makes interesting content when he talks about like the scientific and stuff like that. But Thunderfoot's another channel I have indulged in the past. But then it just became too much like cancel culture, calling people out, drama channels. Well, let me make a 15-minute video why I think Anna Arcasia is stupid. It's like, oh man, come on. Like I'm just not into that stuff. Like I don't get into like drama channels like Keemstar and all them, Jake Paul. Like I don't get into that stuff. This stuff holds zero meaning for me. You know what I mean? Zero meaning. It doesn't impact my life at all. It doesn't bring value to me. I don't like that stuff. So anyway, I don't know who I watch. Yeah, I watch a lot of silly stuff. And then I watch a lot of smart stuff. Here, let me tell you what is on. Who am I subscribed to on YouTube? Let's look. Vaush, I am. Southwest Mushrooms, great channel. Vice, I like. Joe Rogan, I am considering the unsub though. I am considering that. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, great show. This Old House, because I like to watch people build stuff. Alpha Gaming, great channel if you're a streamer. Best food review show ever. Sunnyside does that one. If you like food shows, perfect. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff I like, just so you guys know. He disproved a video about mass depleting oxygen levels. He showed how they put meters right next to that. A lot of people did that. And I wouldn't watch Thunderfoot. Like, I would assume it would be common knowledge. Like, but the problem is his content is for people that don't watch him. Like, I'm the kind of person that I don't need a video to disprove masks having negative effects on you. Like, I'm not his audience for that video. Because my response when I see that title is, no shit, Sherlock. It should be pretty obvious. You know how many people wear masks every single day around the world? I don't see people dropping on the ground or short of breath Like, we don't put benches down the side of the road because people are wearing masks around South Korea and they might get exhausted because they're not getting the correct oxygen level. I'm not attacking you, Daniel. I'm just saying, for Thunderfoot, I think he chooses really dumb topics for an audience that doesn't want to watch him. I think that's my point. Wow, we just talked it out. Holy crap, we did it live. Oh, man. You watched The Right Opinion. No, I'm not familiar with that. What is The Right Opinion? Like, I want to watch content that's going to challenge me to think about a topic. I want somebody to show me something deeper in my own thought patterns. And so when people want to do videos on like obvious things like masks work, I don't usually take my time to watch it because I'm fairly educated. It's kind of obvious. I'll save my 10 minutes and watch something else. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I still like to watch fun things too. I still watch like Mad TV, SNL skits. That's Saturday Night Live for those that don't live in the US. It's a YouTuber who makes research in YouTube topics. No, because I don't care about YouTube culture. I have zero interest on what the Logan brothers are doing on YouTube. I don't care what Ethan and Hilda are saying on H3H3 podcast. Like, I don't like reality TV. I don't want to watch the Kardashians or Paris Hilton or any of those other shows. I want to watch thought-provoking content. I want to be engaged with my content. When I don't and I want to go to sleep, you know what I play? Space documentaries, because it's comforting. It's very comforting to me. Let's see. How do you say? The Right Opinion makes semi-documentary videos about certain topics, like 13 Reasons Why. But see, I wouldn't want to know. Like, I don't care about the YouTube controversies. Like, I just have zero invested in any of those people or what happens with them. Like Casey Neistat, all of them, they make great content, but as human beings, I'm hoping that they're going to be well and they have a long life and they're good. But I have no interest in their particular day-to-day lives because they're not like me. They are not your average man. These are people that I can't relate to because I've never been in their environment before. I don't know what it's like to be rich or wield power or be Kim Kardashian and be able to manipulate the president of the United States. I will never, ever understand those. So I just don't. But maybe I'll take a look just to kind of see, because I do have an open mind and I have no idea what kind of content. I'm just saying in general, this is the type of person I am. He made a 4-H and 30-minute videos of Nico Cotto Avocado. I don't know who that is. A 4-hour and 30-minute video. That's ridiculous. Unless he's famous and funny, I don't want to see that. That sounds awful. And I don't even know who that is. I probably should because it has avocado in the name, but I just don't. I find H3H3 to be absolute garbage. He's a rich asshole who doesn't give a shit about his audience. I just don't find him funny. I think that's my only problem with him. Like, they seem like okay people, but every time I watch a clip, I haven't even had a hint of a smirk. And it's supposed to be like the Hee podcast, but I don't know. I just don't find I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying that particular content is not content that I necessarily enjoy. I don't know much about Ethan, and I don't want to criticize him because overall, he seems to be a positive impact on the YouTube community as a whole, more than like people aren't like, he's not laughing at dead people in a Japanese forest. He's not causing controversy. He's just kind of doing his thing, and I can appreciate that. I don't particularly find the H3H3 podcast to be interesting for myself, but then again, I don't normally watch podcasts. Very few. I have a very, it's like fetishes, man. I have a very specific type of content I like. He used to be a nice guy, but you can see the money does to a man. I don't know. Like, I don't have anything to compare Ethan to. I don't know what he was like before, and I don't really know what he's like now. Like, I've seen maybe like 4 videos of him in the last 3 years, and I think that would be a very unfair picture to paint of a dude. Or maybe it would be. I don't know. But yeah, money does affect people in different ways. 40 minutes is my absolute max for YouTube videos, except for when I split them up in multiple parts. I mean, it depends. If the conversation is smooth, if the conversation is, if it feels really good, like if you have like for instance, Joe Rogan and Hamilton Morris, like I can watch 3 or 4 hours of that. Joe Rogan and Duncan Trussell, I can watch generally a few hours of that without any problems. Matter of fact, they just did the last podcast, which I don't know if that's the last. I might actually have to watch it because I don't know if that's the last podcast that he's going to put up on YouTube because today starts Joe Rogan on Spotify. That's interesting. I'll have to check it out. Oh, man. How's everybody doing? This is like mid check-in for everybody. Is everybody good? Are we still good? Today we're going to be playing marbles. It is a podcast day. And so this afternoon, we're going to play marbles on stream. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if you guys would all be willing to hang out with me. But if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe in the future, we do the podcast. Then we go over and we play some marbles. And we just talk. We have a great time for 2 to 3 hours, and we enjoy ourselves. Let's see. What else did I miss up here? H3 used to be gold. See, I never watched it in the past, so I have no idea. Much like I used to really like Opie and Anthony, but man, did that go south really quick. But the time he had turned it to trash. That's unfortunate. When you have something really good and it just goes downhill. However, lost twice to out of twice. Nice. My friend said Leafy got banned. I'm not familiar with Leafy. Other than he has no chin, I guess. Again, more YouTube drama. I don't know him. I don't care about Leafy. I just am familiar with the meme from Ian that Leafy has no chin and he can't find it anywhere. He searched so many places, guys. But the chin was never to be found again, poor Leafy. Poor Leafy. The Paul brothers, big oof right there. H383 is milking money with the podcast. Who's giving the money? Who's watching it? I think it's everybody's fault. If you're watching the H3H3 podcast and they're a bad podcast, then you're just part of the problem. But unfortunately, there's always going to be that small group of people that absolutely can't get enough of it. I think that goes with anything, right? Like I've had something like 10,000 people look at my channel. I've had like almost 1,000 people follow me. So 90% of the people didn't relate to my content. Maybe that's what it is for me. Like I'm part of his 90% or whatever his ratio is, right? You're never going to win over every single person you meet. You just won't. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason to complain about it or anything like that. But maybe it's just not for us, man. He became greedier. Well, sometimes you got bills to pay. Were there any TV shows you used to watch when you were younger? Yeah, of course. Mr. Wizard was one. I used to watch a lot of shows when I was younger. We didn't really have TV too much. We played outside mostly, and I played a lot of pool. So I didn't watch a lot of TV. Was there any TV shows you were younger? I actually used to watch Wipeout. Oh, is that game show, that like Japanese game show, Wipeout? Is that the one you're talking about, Ace? So there was, I don't know if it's the same one, but when I was stationed in South Korea, 2003 to 2004, my dad found the Japanese game show of people like falling off into the water and doing all their things. And he would record them for me on VHS. And he would mail them to me because there was like no internet. Like he couldn't there was internet, but not at that time for that kind of stuff. So he would literally mail me the show Wipeout, and I would watch it over and over with the guys at work. He is lazy now. He just packs his content with ads. That is so gross. I will definitely not watch that. Thank you for the heads up. Might just be a psychological. Oh, sorry, Jesus. I feel like I just fell all over that word. A psychological thing for me because I have no problem watching live streams themselves, partially due to chat. But as soon as I see it's a YouTube video, well, that's because you know that you can pause it and you can walk away and come back. You know that you are not going to miss a single thing. But when you're here with me and we're live right now, you know, you're right here in the mix. You're like part of this right now. It's pretty awesome. And that's the difference. And trust me, because I have the same feeling. Like, I know that I can pause the YouTube video and come right back. Unless it's from my top 5 YouTubers. You have a top 5? That's nice, dude. I do occasionally watch the Jack podcast because Penguin Zero, one of my favorite YouTubers, takes part in it. Man. Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess maybe I have a top 3 or a top 5. I get anxious with live streams sometimes because I can't go back 30 seconds, right? Because if you don't hear something I miss, or if you miss something that I say, you don't hear it. Yeah, you're like, oh shoot, I can't go back. So either I have to ask him to say it again, which is weird. So yeah, it's one of those things. All right, let's see. Let's see. I am subscribed to 75 YouTube channels. That's outrageous, dude. Dude, why do you have to marry them all? You don't have to marry them all. You can just have like a handful. God, you're so greedy. I get anxious with live streams. Can't go back. Let's see, on YouTube, you can though. Yeah, absolutely. If you pause the stream, you just fast forward. Oh, absolutely. You can just go right on, back and forth. How many people here, how many channels are you averaged for everybody that's listening or participating? How many channels are you subscribed to right now? How do I even look? Hold on one second. I would say that I'm subscribed to all right, so let's go to all. Does it tell me on mobile? Holy crap. It's actually a lot. Holy crap. Okay, so all right, I am subscribed to looks like around 150 channels. I was hoping to be the better person and say like, dude, I have like 20 channels. Like, you're out of control. But no, I literally am subscribed to like 150 channels. A lot of those channels, when I scrolled through, I haven't watched in years. I should probably go through and unsubscribe. Like, I'm subscribed to like a channel like Armored Skeptic. Oh, that's what Thunderfoot is. He's in the Skeptic community. And I hate the Skeptic community. I hate it so much. Even the word skeptic is awful. I have about 300. Jock, what are you doing with your time besides completely investing in YouTube? Not all get the bell, though? Yeah, I would say about half get the bell. If you know what I mean. Oh, there it is. I needed one. I needed one of those. My girlfriend has 100 plus channels. She's subscribed and keeps complaining because I'm subscribed to like 10. Oh, so she wants you to up her game or up your game. She's already upped her game. She needs you to get on her level. Oh, man, dude, it's a competition in your household. I'm subbed to about 300. Dude, Jock, I literally just said, like, what are you doing with all that time? That's crazy. That's double. Like, I was double of Daniel, and you doubled me. That is crazy. There's some YouTube channels I unsubbed from because they're from the age of Dutch YouTube watching years. It's a good move, dude. That is a good move. Do you like windmills, Daniel? Is that's like a really Dutch thing, right? Windmills? Do you guys have like a lot of windmills? Somebody told me that they cause cancer. I don't know if that's true. We don't have windmills here in the U.S. Not in the traditional sense with the big 4 like leaves that kind of go around and around and they're cute and everything. Just curious, actually. I mean, you got to subscribe to a channel, or you don't got to subscribe. Yeah, I don't. I like to play hard to get. I still watch all their videos, but I play extremely hard to get. Like Jim Gaffigan, I'll watch every video he puts up there, but I haven't subbed to him yet. Not gonna. I have commitment issues, I think. At least for YouTube. I mean, I don't, yeah. Well, it's not hard to get 500 sub channels if you just watch. No, well, if you sub to everything, you maniac. Please don't generalize me. I will. I will generalize you in a heartbeat, my friend. You know where you are. This is the place of generalizations. Most of the channels I watch, I'm not subscribed. Sometimes channels I'm subscribed to get in my feed. Yeah, I just watch the feed. Like, YouTube's going to tell me, like, they put out a new video anyway, regardless whether I'm subbed to them. YouTube knows what I like, and it's so gross. But most of the time, I get recommended videos from channels I'm not subscribed. Well, that's because they're similar, and they're just trying to hook you up. This tea is so good today. I'm really enjoying it. I think my next glass is actually going to be oolong tea, though. I think I'm going to try another glass of oolong tea today. I'm a little nervous. It's kind of like trying like squid or octopus for the first time for me. Oolong is weird. Let's see. I don't receive notifications. Yeah, I don't really. I always like dismiss all the notifications on my phone. My friend thinks it's a huge deal to sub to a channel. I had to convince him to sub. He probably, yeah, dude, I feel the same. Like, dude, you can't just go out subbing to everybody, man. Then people are going to think you're loose with your subs. Is that what you want to be known for, dude? You want to be like, oh, yeah, Daniel, he'll sub to anybody. Yeah, last night, we were at the club last night. Two guys started talking to him. He subbed to both of them. Yes. Got him. I got him. Oh, man. I could do this all day. I had to convince, people are still trying to convince me to sub to PewDiePie. No thanks. I want to about 25 because I have nothing else to do with my time when I'm not in school. Jock, have you considered taking up like a pornography addiction or perhaps a walk in nature once in a while? Or maybe you start learning how to color. Or have you thought about gardening? Have you thought about any of this stuff other than watching just YouTube videos all day, every day? Maybe work out a little bit. Do some push-ups. You can do that while you're watching YouTube videos, but there's so many things you can do, my man. And I don't even receive notifications, so it's whatever, dude. You're so casual about it. Such a casual. Unsubbing if you don't have the bell is on. Just wasted time and effort. This is true. I still watch all the videos, and I'm subbed to a lot of people, but I'm not subbed to all of them. No one cares about my subs. I already have a porn ad. Why, sir? You only get porn ads if they know what you're up to. Oh, never mind. Good, that was close. The last thing I need is you being tainted, dude. Tainted by porn. No prawn industry will get into here. But I'm too lazy. No, I'm kidding. I'm just like, a lot of this stuff, I'm subbed to 150 channels. So obviously, I'm just as bad as you guys. It just is what it is. I don't mind subbing to people. I mean, I subbed to Vaush without even watching him. Just on a recommendation. Maybe learn how to hack. Yeah, it's a lot easier since you're watching. Prawn Hub. Dude, I know somebody owns that for sure. Not that we're going to be looking it up or anything, but I'm just saying, I am pretty sure somebody owns that. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, I said it yesterday to everybody. Speaking of owning URLs, I actually bought northeastmushrooms.com the other night. So I think in the coming years, I am going to build a commercial mushroom operation. But for now, I want to sell mushroom cultivation supplies for people that are learning how to grow like pink oysters, reishi mushrooms, and all of those. I just want to be able to sell those and then eventually get into the farming myself. I think that'd be pretty dope. I'm a huge fan of mycology. Huge fan of mycology. There's actually some channels I forgot to sub to and I forgot the name to. I can't find them anywhere, and that's why I sub just in case. No, I agree. I mean, it's the easiest way to do. It's not that hard to sub to somebody. All right, it's just one little click. And generally, I do sub to most content. If it's only if it's something that I definitely want to watch every time there's a new video. But if it's something that I just want to see sometimes, then I generally just kind of watch the video and move on. But if I've seen like the content consecutively a lot, I'll just make it easy and sub. So I try to give it several chances before I commit. So yeah, I'm thinking about right now. So I bought northeastmushrooms.com. There's no website there or anything yet. Like I just wanted to establish the name. And now this is my color book. I was showing everybody yesterday. As a graphic designer, I have a color book. And these will show me different patterns, different usages for color palettes and everything else. Different hues, different saturations. It gives me an idea of like what colors look good together, what colors might work for my project. This is one of the best books that I've ever put in my arsenal. Like easily #1 book I've ever bought. It comes in a package of 3. I'm not sponsored by these guys. I'm saying this because it's the most useful thing that I absolutely had. Anyway, Clouts is out. Going to eat some lunch. Go ahead, dude. Thanks for swinging through. Yeah, I have that with a lot of daily channels. I don't care much about videos, so I put the bell on. Personalized. Yeah, absolutely, right? You got to control your content, your content, like, stream. The best book I've ever put in my... Sir, Arsenal. Anyway, there's the idea index, and there's the layout index. It comes in a package of 3 books. They're all pretty small. They're basically hand size. I can hold it with one hand. And I have average hands. If you're wondering what size my hands are, I would say they're average. I don't know what average hands are, but they're decent hands nonetheless. My point is, if you're into graphic design, if you're doing anything with colors, this book right here is amazing. There's also some really good websites out there. Let me see if I can... I'll bring one up while I'm talking. I have some of the very, very best color websites out there that I think are amazing. I'll show it to you if I can bring them up. Hold on. Let's go. Do I not have? Surely I have it. Oh, no. Oh, hold on. It's because of this. No? Hold on. My bookmarks. Sir, I lost my bookmarks. But anyway, there's a hex code colors. Let me see if I can find one of those. And that one's a good one. That one's a good one, but that's not the one I'm looking for. Hex color tool. Is this it? Nah, that's not it. There's some beautiful websites that will allow you to go through all the shades of color. Oh my God. I'll have to open up Chrome, I think. I think it's in those bookmarks. Hold on one second. Do I even have Google Chrome anymore? Do you guys still use Google Chrome as your browser? I switched to Firefox and never looked back. Sadly. All right, but I do have all my bookmarks here. So I need to find those. So let's see. Website tools? I think that's one. Yeah, ColerHexa. Here it is. Is this it? Please. This is it. All right, let's bring... Wait, what the heck? Get out of there. All right, let me... hold on, before I bring this up. Let me just show you guys this website right here. Let's go over to... let's go over to the Little Talk. Oh, no, it's the wrong one there. That's my trading screen for Path of Exile. But we can't do that. We need ColerHexa. There we go. This website right here, if you don't want to buy a book like this, so if you're a graphic designer, I'm forced to use Chrome. Gross, dude. Absolutely gross. If you don't want to use the color index, or you don't want to spend money, or you can't get the book or whatever, this right here is probably one of my favorite websites. Let me go ahead and bring it up just a little bit so you guys can kind of see it a little bit better. I love this. Enter any color value at all. Doesn't even matter. Let's just go with purple. Okay, let's do a couple, if I can even spell. Purple. It's going to show me the hex code of these. If hopefully, bear with me, right? a color has two values, an RGB, which is meant for like the web, digital media, and then you have CMYK. K is the black. So you have cyan, magenta, yellow, and then K is for black. I don't know why they picked K. I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, because it's because if you use B, it would be weird. But there's only one K. Anyway, you have everything that you need to know about it. The hex code, if you're doing coding for websites and stuff like that. But this is why I love this website. Because much like this color index book, this will show you like complementary colors and all these different color combinations in 3 or 2 color combinations. You can see different variations of the purple. So maybe you want to deal with a light purple and a dark purple. You can get all your colors right next to each other right here. It's amazing, this website. Whoever made this thing, I've been using this for years to do all of my website coloring and everything else. Sometimes I don't have the book, at my side, at the ready. But you can see all the shades and everything right here. And then if I click on them, let's say I like this shade right here. I can click on it. And now it gives me all that same information reset for this color. Look at this. I can scroll down and now I can see what this color, this shade, is in the complementary color and really go through this. This is absolutely such a beautiful website. Color blindness simulator. This one's new. I don't remember this at all. But that's pretty wild. So 1% of men will see that color like this. 0.005% of the population will see it like that. Holy crap. This is very interesting. Anyway, great website. It's called ColerHexa.com. And if you're a graphic designer or you do any kind of like color stuff, this right here is probably one of the best websites I've ever used as far as this goes. I think it just has so much information. It's like your best friend. All right, let's see. What else I miss? Better read all 50 of the books in the collection. Look at that. Yeah, there's only 3 basic books. And they're just, so you can grab them and look at them and everything else. And they're awesome to have. So anyway, just a positive tool. I figured I'd share that little nugget with you guys if there's anybody out there watching that might be in a graphic design. It's what I do. I went to school for it. I have a bachelor's degree in digital design. I love it. It's one of my most favorite things to do. Just the 3 basic books. Tony, Ma is going to be disappointed. 3? That's all you brought? I'm forced to use Chrome, dude. Oof. I don't know how you deal with that. A YouTuber I watched said he doesn't really care about TikTok taking his personal data and uses Google Chrome, so I immediately unsubbed. It's an unfortunate situation that people feel that way. I understand it's easy to just say like, oh, if you don't want people watching, maybe you shouldn't do things that are bad. Like, what? Whether I do things that are good or bad on the internet shouldn't make any difference. Like, nobody needs to watch what I'm doing. Like, I'm good. That's freedom. Sup, Mashi? Good morning. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I once in a while I will try to share things with you guys that are like, beneficial for, certain career fields like digital design. Like I said, this is what I do. I have my own set of tools that I use for like website development and everything else. It's pretty nice. Just ordered some food. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's almost lunchtime here. We still got about another 30, 45 minutes left of this podcast. So yeah, and then it'll be about lunchtime, and then we'll get into some marbles. I think it's going to be pretty good. Pizza, of course. It's going to be something delicious no matter what. No matter what. I wish there was some place that I liked that was a lot closer to me. All the food that I really enjoy is actually from the South. Like, I love Southwestern food, like Tex-Mex and stuff like that, but they don't have that here. I feel like where I'm from, other than like the pizza maybe, is the food here is boring. Like, we're not really known for like certain dishes. Like, I'm from Connecticut. There's not a dish from home that I'm like, oh wow, this is a thing you can only get from home. Like, where I'm from, I feel like the cooking is fairly bland. I actually don't really like during my military service, I never craved any certain foods from home other than like blue crabs, but that wasn't really specific to where I was from. I just happened to be located at the right place at the ocean. So, like a lot of people are like, "Oh man, when I get home, mom's going to make, blank, whatever that is, whatever your favorite thing is." I never had that. So, I like southern food and I like southwestern food. Obviously pizza, of course. Yeah, like I love all the Asian foods, the Indian foods. Like I love all that stuff, but it's so hard. Like I took my family down the road to this in the next city over. There's an Indian family that has a buffet on Sundays, and the food, unfortunately, I think they lived here for too long because I feel like they didn't season their food at all. It was bland and it was tasteless. I've never experienced that with Indian food before. So, needless to say, I don't think we'll be going back. Unless Tony makes the food, then it tastes amazing. No, even Tony sucks. Like, I don't feel like there's, I don't know. Well, actually, you know what? I do take that back. I do take that back. There is one thing here in New England that we are actually known for. I would argue that it's mostly the Greek folks that are here that provide this, but it's sandwiches. So where I'm from, we call them grinders. A big hoagie, a hero, a submarine, what else? A sandwich, whatever you call it. Where I call it a grinder, and a lot of people hate me for it because here they just call it a sub or a sandwich. What can I get you, hon? What you want? You want a ham and cheese? You want lettuce on it with some onions? Maybe some black olives? Like, yeah, that sounds perfect. Thank you so much. I love our sandwiches. So if you ever come to New England, get a grinder if you're in Connecticut or Rhode Island. If you're in New Hampshire, we do have some nice sandwich shops. They're pretty good. So I think that's the only thing. Like if you come to my house and you're like, hey, I'm super hungry. I'm like, dude, you want a sandwich? Always say yes, because it will be the best sandwich you've ever had. I make damn fine sandwiches. Like, and I'll give you an example. Why are they so good? What's so good about cold cuts, cheese, and some veggies? It's the way they cut it. It's the way they serve it. Like lettuce. Like a lot of people just peel big chunks of lettuce and put it on their sandwich. That makes you terrible. You need to get the lettuce and you need to shred the lettuce. Like a lot of places use a meat slicer to shred the lettuce. It's a fine shred so you get that texture and it captures the vinegar, the oil, the salt, and the pepper. That shredded lettuce is like your seasoning bed of goodness. Look at me. I'm getting all hungry over here. God, I am such a fat kid. As soon as I talk about food, I always take it like so far. Oh, I want a sandwich with 5 eggs on it, 1 block of ham and a block of cheese. Dude, you could get that. And 1 unit of lettuce. I'm telling you, the way the breads are made here for sandwiches, the meats, the veggies, like everything. Like when I was in Georgia, I went to all the sandwich shops. They sucked. And then there was this one place called Baldino's. And it was a New Jersey sandwich shop. New Jersey makes great sandwiches too. It's pretty much like all of New England. And I would only go to this place. I would drive 20 minutes from my house to go to this place to buy a $5 sandwich. Make no mistake, it's the best sandwich you will get in the state of Georgia. All day, every day, let's go. Cheese, cucumber, tomato is actually kind of good combo though. Everything except the cucumber and the tomato. I mean, the cheese is a great combo. Like, if you could just do the cheese and make that the combo, that'd be the perfect sandwich. I don't do tomatoes and I don't do cucumbers. Mostly because I have a little bit of self-respect and I want to leave the restaurant with my dignity intact. That's the only reason. Holy cow. I can't believe we just talked about sandwiches. I'm sorry to everybody that just watched that. We just went from ColerHexa to the best sandwiches in the world. I don't know how we do that. I do not know how we get from A to B, but it just happened. By the way, I need to start like pulling some of this content into little bites and start putting it on the YouTube channel too. I need to start like, do I start a second channel for unjacked for like podcast clips and like little sessions or whatever? So if I do like a 10-minute a 10-minute like rant on something that's so juicy, or do I put the little segments on the YouTube channel along with the long form content? Man, I have to really think this one through. But you do lettuce? Hypocrite! I do lettuce. It has no taste, but it's all texture and it serves a purpose. Sandwich review. Dude, that'd be amazing if I could eat that many sandwiches. We only have 2 sandwich shops in my town, and one of them is really bad. One of them, honestly, should flip his sign around on his like door that says closed, and then like just scribble underneath it permanently. That's how bad his sandwiches are. I got a steak and cheese sub from there, and you know what they did? They put the steak into the bread, and the steak was fantastic. The bread was fantastic. And then he let the cheese melt on top. The cheese wasn't in the meat. It wasn't in the sandwich. It was an afterthought. It was on top. Shameful. My daughter says that there was cheese in it and I couldn't see it. And that's a problem. If you have to use a microscope to see the cheese in your steak, disgusting. That thing should be oozing out. Yeah, he's cheap. He's definitely cheap. I want my cheese to be present. Let's see. So much extra texture. Dude, seriously? I put like a layer, like a 1-inch layer of shredded lettuce onto my sandwich. And it's unbelievable. Jack, German food is juicy, dude. I've had a schnitzel, dude. A schnitzel is really good. There was this, so when I lived in Augusta, Georgia, I lived there for 5 years. There was this celebration. It still goes on now. I doubt they did it this year, but it's called Arts and the Hearts Festival. I've never experienced anything like this anywhere else. Hear me out. 3 days. Half the town like shuts down, and the diversity in the area is so great that every ethnicity has a tent, and they make food that represents who they are. They had a Jamaica tent. They had a Filipino tent. They have a Greek tent. They have an African American tent. They have a German tent. They have an Indian tent. They have a Greek tent. They have like, I shit you not. There's like at least 50 different types of food there. They had an Irish tent. You could go and get bangers and mash. Oh my goodness. Every year in September, they would do this, and I would take all of my kids. We had so much fun, and the festival was a great time. Let's see. Reduku, the Fire Pillar. Welcome. Welcome, Mash. Potatoes, yeah. Yo, Jack, how are you today? Hey, man, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well, my friend. You may know me. I may know you, but I don't know who you are yet. Their hamburgers just across the border are kind of expensive, but they're just so incredibly good. Dude, a good burger is going to cost you money. A really good burger that you dream about and you don't forget about, dude, they're going to cost you at least $10. And don't be afraid to spend $10 unless it's like a really tiny burger. Then hold back a little bit. But yeah, there's like the best place that I've ever experienced as far as burgers go here in the U.S. is Fuddruckers. I live in Vietnam. Nice. Nice. I actually don't think I know anybody that lives in Vietnam. Except Sunnyside. And there's no way you are him, sir. There's no way you're going from your 10 million sub YouTube channel into my podcast. I don't believe that's going to be true. Plus, it was like twice the size of the Dutch burgers, so fair enough. Yeah, I mean, you're going to pay for that meat. Meat's not cheap. A burger in Vietnam is $5. I've had good burgers all over the place. Korea had a couple decent burger joints. They got all of their meats from like Australia and New Zealand. None of the meats actually came from the U.S., which was kind of nice. But yeah, $5 burger in Vietnam probably gets you a decent burger. But I've never been to Vietnam, so I'm not actually sure. I think you forgot someone. I have a lot of viewers from Vietnam. I'm sorry, man. This is too many to guess from. I'm not sure. Unless you're John, my friend John. Would you be that? No, you're not in Vietnam, though. You're in Thailand. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm too baked for this. I have no idea. Oh, man. I can't believe how easy these podcasts are to do. Like, I used to think at first that I had to plan the night before on like what topics I was going to talk about and everything else. I thought like I had to like kind of like get it all ready, prep my tabs, and wake up in the morning and be like, all right, man, we got this. Anyway, this is one of those things. I don't prep anymore. I just kind of go with the flow with the community. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Let's see. Good luck. I think you will remember me soon. Oh man, I'm not gonna think more than a minute on it. There's like, dude, if I had to do that every single time I streamed, holy crap, I would just be tied around in knots all night trying to think who's who. Like, there's no way I could possibly guess who you are. I have at least 20 viewers from Vietnam, and yeah, I have no idea, man. I wouldn't even be able to guess, to be honest. Almost no clouds in the sky right now in my place, pretty pog. Dude, it's about to rain here. There's some dark clouds. I'm looking up at the sky through the window. There's some dark clouds here right now. Ooh, man, wouldn't that be great if all afternoon it rained? Mailman's here. Hey, remember me? Oh, man. Yeah, I love how people love to test if I remember them. I only know most people by their username. So he put King, so I assume it's King Puppy. He's the only one with that name from Vietnam. Like, I don't know why people feel the need to test streamers. Is it like the game of memory for you guys to see if I remember you? If you were rememberable, if you talked to me in my stream and I enjoyed, or even if I hated my time with you, like, I don't forget people. If you change your username, I'm not going to know who you are. I only know you by your username. 37C in Vietnam tomorrow. That's really hot, dude. That is extremely hot. It's not here. I think tomorrow it'll be like 70 degrees out and it'll be amazing. We have great weather here right now. I would actually argue that the weather right now is the best weather in the entire world. Right now. So, anyway, glad you stopped by, dude. Thanks for swinging in. Appreciate it. Yeah. So tonight I'm gonna try to get through everybody's content, of course. I have just been hanging out mostly. I am trying to get everything right. Oh, hey, can I give you guys a quick studio update? Yesterday, my curtain came in. My movie theater curtain, it actually came in. I can't hang it up yet because it's one of those pleated curtains that you have to put the pins in. So I had to order metal pins, and then I ordered like the hooks that it goes into. So anyway, by the end of the week, on Saturday, so this weekend, I'll have the curtain hung up, and then that will allow me to finish up the studio. And just so you guys know, this very well could be, it may be, one of the last few ones that I do with the green screen, just so you guys know. The studio is actually almost done, and I just have to remove a lot of things from it, and then we're going to do the podcast from inside the room. So my background will actually be the room. I think we're going to go back to that. Let me see. I'm kind of bored. The old name, so I changed it. Well, nice, dude. I like it. It's a little bit fancier. It's decent. Yeah, the studio has gotten a lot of updates. I know you guys haven't been able to see it in the last like 2 months or so, and that's on purpose because I don't want you guys to see how I'm changing the studio, and I'll reveal it at the end. And then we'll have the podcast. I'll still game with the green screen. I just won't. No, the green screen will be fine. I like it for the gaming part because I don't really like the rectangle when you have the game running in the background. But for something like this, it's actually pretty helpful. I kind of like it. It's around 200 degrees Celsius here. Pretty nice weather. Nice. That's actually really nice. That's what it is here. It's beautiful. I could go for a walk right now and be so happy. The wind, the breeze is slightly going. And yeah, everything's good. Everything's really good. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Hold on. Sorry. Good weather? Yeah, I love good weather. I hate being in a hot place. Like, I don't really miss living in the Philippines year round. Like, it's cool to visit. I can do about a month, maybe a few months at a time. But man, it is hot in the Philippines. Yo, Nicholas, what's up, dude? Good morning. Welcome to the podcast. We're in the second half of the podcast. We'll be wrapping up shortly for everybody that's just tuning in. We'll be playing marbles in about 30 minutes from now. I look forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I like hanging out with you guys. I enjoy it, and yeah. So today I purchase the Google 4A phone. That is the next phone. I am finally going to retire my OnePlus One phone. This beautiful thing that has been built for my pleasure here in 2014 is finally going to be put away and used as a burner phone for when I travel to Asian countries. So that way, if I get pickpocketed, they're getting a crappy OnePlus One. I'll go ahead and wipe it and convert it over to a burner phone. Anyway, there's too many pickpockets and stuff like that in the Philippines, so I have to be extremely careful on what kind of technology I bring with me. Because I'm going to be less pissed if somebody steals my OnePlus One. But if I'm rocking like some kind of Pixel 4 or something like that, I'm going to be super upset. My sister loves hot weather, whereas I became a sloth when the temperature rises too much. She becomes really energetic. Oh, that's the worst. That is the worst. I do not like hot weather. I am miserable in hot weather. Pixel 4 was a bad phone. I have no idea. I'm not spending that much for a phone. I'm not spending any more than like $500 on a phone for me from now on. Like these flagship phones that are $1,000, $1,500, absolutely ridiculous. You can buy yourself an amazing computer for that. So I hope people will stop. The Pixel 4a is an amazing phone. I agree with that. It's $349. I'm buying one for myself, and I'm going to get one for my son as well. In Lawrence Hill movies, no, I've never seen those. Oh, sorry, Terrence Hill. Sorry, no, I don't know who those people are. But I don't watch a lot of old movies either. I'm not a movie person. I find movies to be outrageously boring. I mean, I'm not judging you for doing that. I'm just saying, for me, in my head, I can't do it. I don't know why. Like, a lot of people will be like, yo, hey, do you want to see this movie with me? And my answer is like, nah, not really, dude. I'm going to wash my hair instead. I'm just so bad about it. Are they good movies, Mashi? Are you enjoying them? That's all that matters. I don't know what they're about or who they are, though. Speaking of movies, I saw that Jackie Chan actually lost his mansion in China. Looked like yesterday they seized his mansion. Not because he did anything wrong, but because he didn't really own it, but the company that sold it to him said that he owned it, and then so he lost like $4.3 million. He lived there for 10 years, though, so I guess that's decent. Filled with bugs and under-delivering, Pixel 3a and 4a are both really good. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the A models. Pixel 4 is a decent phone for me. Not that bad. I can get the Pixel 4 for like $600. It's not too bad, I guess, if you can get it for that. I just don't need that much phone. I don't do enough on my phone to warrant an expensive phone. Like the most I do on my phone is I make phone calls, I do text messaging, I read Reddit, and that's pretty much it. Like maybe I'll look up something once in a while. I would say 99% of the time I'm at home anyway. So if I want to see something, I'm just going to do it on my computer. I have an awesome computer. Like I have an amazing computer. If you don't believe me, you can look at my profile there here on Twitch in my bio or whatever. I have it in the little cards. You can see what computer I have. So there's no reason for me to have, $1,000 phone. It would be so silly. For me, it's good enough. Like that's all it is. For me, I think the Pixel 4a is like good enough. It is exactly what I need, and I'll be very happy with having one. Simple, very simple. It's probably good enough for most people, but it's not my taste. Like it depends what you're looking for. A lot of people really want the best camera they can possibly get in their phone. For me, I'll just buy a camera. Like if I'm going to spend $1,000 on a phone because it has a camera, and I know you could say like, but it's all in one. I don't have to bring a separate device. I'm going to bring a phone anyway. I mean, whatever it takes to justify it, you do you, boo, and I'll do me. It's probably, but most phones are good enough these days. Yeah, technology is not really like we're almost hitting like what I feel is kind of like the tap end of it. Like it's tapped out. Like they're making small advancements in like heat dissipation. They're adding more memory, more RAM, maybe slightly better displays. But it's not like the early days of phones where, I mean, the value of what you were getting in your phone year over year was doubling in some cases. It was ridiculous. I always have power bank with me. 6-inch and above is amazing for me. Amazing camera and good enough. Yeah, I mean, 6-inch phone is fantastic. I agree. I just, I think I'd just rather stick with the Google 4a. They made movies in 1967 up until 1990s. No, I never watched those movies. Like, I never watch old movies at all. I struggle with old movies, especially movies from like the 70s. Unless they're cult classics like Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles, like those kind, like, Princess Bride, Yellowbeard. A lot of those old comics, like comedy movies, like Robin Hood, Men in Tights, those kind of things. Princess Bride. No, I don't ever watch old movies. I am not one for nostalgia. Like I have zero interest in like medieval times. I have zero interest in learning about how castles were built, really. Well, maybe that, but like I don't have any interest in learning about like King Henry VIII. Don't give a shit. I mean, it's important to know your history, but we don't have kings in my country, so I don't really care. Like I'm never going. Well, you could argue, I guess we kind of almost have a king right now. Let's see. For me, performance. Yeah, I mean, software is getting better. The hardware is getting slightly better. And yeah, so it is Rocky Horror. Yeah, I have friends that absolutely love Rocky Horror. That one's a little bit outside of my interest. But yeah, I mean, it's a great movie. People celebrate it all the time. I'm like more of the funny stuff. When I sit down in front of a movie, I want to laugh my ass off. Like those are the movies I want to see. I'm not much of a history buff. I know a lot of history, but it's not something I'm passionate about at all. Want me to list the spec? No, it's okay. I don't want to have to charge my phone every few hours. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm having to charge this bad boy like 2 or 3 times a day. And it's just consuming a lot more power than it needs to. Little Shop of Horrors? Yeah. Honestly, I just like musicals. Yeah, like I have lots of friends. I watched my first musical last year. I did some mushrooms and then we watched Hamilton. It looked like a shitty like recorder copy of Hamilton on YouTube, but I loved it. I got the trip and watch Hamilton. That was so amazing. I actually really enjoyed it. But other than that, I'm not much into musicals. I'm not much of an opera guy. I am not really a refined gentleman. I don't do horseback riding. I'm pretty like utilitarian and functional. I believe in that. I'm Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe me. I'm not like, what am I not? I'm not romantic. I'm not super thoughtful. I'm just like your average dude that you hope that gets better over time, but then I never do. Like that's the worst part. I'm like wine that never ages well. I think that might be. I hate how the top smartphone companies can't innovate anymore. It's just making minor improvements, making the prices inflate like crazy. Well, you gotta understand, it's hard to improve. Like they need to develop. Like you know how hard it is to get 7 nanometer structures. Like they're struggling because they have to keep shrinking, and atoms are only so small. Like right now they're trying to perfect 7 nanometer architecture. Most CPUs and dies and everything else are still working on 14 nanometers and even 22 nanometers. A nanometer is 1 atom wide. So they're working on the scale of 7 atoms wide for electricity to flow through. They're working with biological transistors, so they can try to fit trillions of transistors. You know, there's so much that goes into circuitry and controlling electricity or voltages and amperage and all that good stuff. So you can only get so small before you have to start like working in protons. Like that's what their next step is. They're trying to get computers that work with photons. Did I say protons? All right, I meant photons. So basically a computer that's built with light. Because that's the only way you go faster. You got to get to the speed of light. Because, it's really hard. And that's, I don't know, quantum computing and stuff like that will take you somewhere. But a computer system that is built primarily using light as a transmission source is the only way to go. Anyway, hey, I'm out. Food's here. Enjoy lunch, my dude. I'll be enjoying that here momentarily myself. I hate how the top smoke. I don't know. I read that one. Let's see. Phone bigger, more expensive. Well, you're paying for more screen real estate, battery, and more electronics. There's a lot of like gold and silver and stuff like that in your devices. That stuff costs money. That stuff is not cheap. If you open up your phone, there's a lot of precious metals in this phone. Like, is the spec I always wanted on a phone Snapdragon 865? Yeah, well, you just described like every man's dream right there. My God, is it hot in here? Or is it just me? You look great. You're good. Yeah, I mean, obviously, those are amazing specs. Some say there's about 15 metals in the average phone. Some may say. I would say a lot of people probably say that. I have no idea what the average metal count is in a phone. I just know that this stuff is not cheap to make. Yeah, I owned the OnePlus One when they were still using the cyanogen mod. Oh my God, I wish they never changed. I wish they never did. I'm willing to pay $2,000 for that phone. I am not. I am not willing to pay that for that phone. For $2,000, I can have quite the battle station. I could have two 27-inch 2K monitors. I could have so much. I would never pay $2,000 for a phone. No, sir. I'll invest that in my computer. I'll go buy a 2080 Ti graphic card. I will go get 32 gigs or maybe even 64 gigs of RAM. I am going to get a 2 terabyte NVMe 4th generation drive. I'm getting the top notch, which I did. That's exactly what I did. Literally, that's what I did. My computer has an AMD 3900X, totally overclockable. I have 32 gigs of RAM, and I'm waiting for my new RAM to come in so I can bump this to 64. Yeah, anyway, you can read my specs. That's because I'm not always at home. Then you're risking getting that stolen from you. Dude, if I saw somebody with a $2,000 phone, I'd be like, ooh, that shit ain't going to be around for long. Somebody's going to yank that shit. I'm mostly outside, then put your phone down and just enjoy the outside. That's too expensive to be out there with. That is ridiculous. My perfect phone made by OnePlus. Look at that. OnePlus makes okay phones. I mean, it's just Oppo phone, but you know. So I'm willing to pay more for a phone. Yeah, I think 2000 is way too much. I don't know what you plan on doing with it. I mean, if you're gonna go outside, enjoy the outside. If you just want a game, just stay inside. You'll be better. You'll be better off. Even 1,000. Yeah, I wouldn't even do 1,000. You want to steal from me? No, I don't want to steal from you. But there are plenty of people out there that will. Listen, I've had plenty of stuff stolen from me. I definitely do not advocate for anybody to participate in any kind of thievery at all. So no, I do not want to steal from you, sir. 700 is the absolute max for me. I would say about 800 for me is the max. I did buy my wife the OnePlus 8, and that was $800. She said, why don't you just buy yourself one? I said, because I don't want a phone that costs that much. I have no business with a phone that costs that much. I will karate chop you down. Listen, I don't want any trouble, dude. I just work here. I just want to get through my day. I have a wife and family to go home to. I don't need to be chopped. I don't need to be any of that stuff. 800 is a stretch for me. No, well, I understand. You're a little bit younger than me. I have a little extra money, so 800 would be about my ceiling. I could certainly spend way more money, but I don't want to. I just don't feel the value is there. But you know, I'm aware inflation is a thing as well. There's inflation. There's false inflation that companies like to do as well. So, you know, it's a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. I'm excited to get the Google 4A. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play around with a faster phone, something that's a little bit more modern. It has probably a little bit better camera than my phone, and I hope that I'm actually going to be able to do a little bit with it. I want to get it because I think it's going to help me do live streams. The antenna will be better for connections, so I'll be able to do different things with it. I'm actually looking forward to it. I don't know, but they already said that they don't even ship them until October 8th is when I should expect it to ship. With the inflation that year, you can compare if it's real. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We can tell. Listen, at the end of the day, you spend your money on whatever you feel brings you the correct amount of value. If you don't think it's worth it, then don't get it. That's what I would say. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Hey, Guys is here. What's up, Guys? Nice to see you, my dude. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, it's just something that I believe that you should know the value of the things that you buy. Like, I'm not going to buy a $4 carrot at the grocery store, but I'm willing to buy a 50-cent carrot. Not because I'm cheap, but I think that's about the right value of it. Sometimes you can't make that judgment call. Sometimes you can. My dad made me learn karate at 8. I actually took Taekwondo at 8 years old. My grandma paid for my Taekwondo classes every single month. She said, if you're willing to do it and you commit to it, I will pay for your Taekwondo classes. So I went for like 3 years. I had a lot of fun doing it. I learned how to swim at 6. That's not bad. I think I was about 3 when I learned how to swim. And not because I thought it was cool, but because I was standing on a rock so my grandfather he lived on a lake. And every year he would buy sand and he'd make his own beach. And there was a big flat rock that was just in the water, and I was standing on it at 3 years old. And my dad came up behind me and just pushed me in the water. Not because he was being mean, but he wanted me to learn how to swim, and he felt like that was the best way to do it. I don't know why, but that's the way it goes. For me, it's really hard whether I should buy a $400 Euro VR headset. It's really cool, but it's so expensive. You're not going to like me saying this, probably, but it's actually worth it. VR is one of the very few spots that if you spend a little bit extra money, the experience will be that much better. So for my son's birthday this year, I got him a Samsung Odyssey, Odyssey Plus, I think it is. And it's like a $300 set. And everybody said it's a great entry level set. And he loves it. All my kids play on the VR as much as possible. They love it. So it's probably one of the best investments. If it's something that you think that you are going to use on a regular basis or even stream with or whatever the situation, if you're going to use it on a regular basis, then I don't think 400 euros is too much to spend on it. If you can get the the Samsung Odyssey Plus, I got it on sale for $229. I don't know what it is where you are, but that was very much worth it, and it was a great entry level. Taekwondo, so after 8 years of training, nice. I've learned how to one-hit karate chop someone. Dude, you sound like a danger. Danger on legs, dude. VR is still in development, so I think if I wait a few years, it'll be cheaper for beginners. Well, that's why I think like if you can get your hands on a reasonably priced Samsung, I think that is worth it right now. I think that particular headset is absolutely worth it. Like at this point, not really interested in smartphones anymore. Yeah, I'm not either. Like I just don't use them enough. Slap more camera. I just use my PC. Slap more cameras on there, make the bump stick. Yeah, all that good stuff right there. But I'm still training on a 6-pack. Nice, dude. You're going to get ripped before you know it. Don't worry, man. You got this. You got this. Sounded like somebody was here. And unavailable. Yo, it's 600 euros? God, I wish I could just send you one. Oh, that's outrageous. All right, please don't spend that. That's ridiculous. They make everything more expensive in the Netherlands than the US, I noticed. That sucks. That sucks because it was like the cheapest headset that I could buy here that was reasonable. Yo, Ronosh, what's up, dude? Welcome to the podcast. Hey, we're going to be wrapping it up here in a minute. But don't go anywhere. I just need about 5 minutes to reset everything. And then we're going to go play marbles. We're going to play marbles on stream for the next 3 hours. And I'm so excited. Samsung Odyssey Plus looks really good, though. It is, dude. It is super good. I own it. It's in my house. I have put it on my head, and I think it's worth the money. Not at 600 euros. At 200 euros, it's worth it. Not at 600. I wonder if they're just sold out, and everybody's like price gouging, you know? Consider upgrade from the 1050 Ti and 1660. I don't know how significant of an upgrade that is. I'm not familiar with that card, though. Yo, Joe Kwan, the tight pants. Hey, thank you for that follow, man. I appreciate that. So, about twice as good, then it's worth it. If it literally will double what you can do, then that is totally worth it, for sure. All right. I think we've covered everything. Did we do a good job? Is everybody happy with what we just did? We just did this for like 2 hours. It's so good. We won't do this again until Thursday, but I still got 3 more hours of the stream, so don't go anywhere. We're going to talk a lot more. We're going to play marbles, and it's going to be a really good time. So I'm hoping that you guys will consider racing with me in just a few minutes. You're good at this, man. Keep doing it. Thanks, man. You are too. You're actually really good at it. I can't wait to do it even more. And all that. So anyway, we're going to do marbles. Guys, this is how it works. YouTube, listen up, because if you watch this on YouTube, this is how it works. Tuesdays and Thursdays, first 2 hours is the podcast. I take a 5 to 10 minute break, so that way I can go make some tea. I do a little smoke things. I reset all my overlays. I get it all ready. I got to redo my battle station as I transition into marbles on stream. We're going to race, and the top person that wins the overall numbers for the day is going to get VIP in my channel. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to give somebody a new badge today. It's going to happen in about 8 minutes, 7 minutes maybe, about 7 minutes. I'm going to try to start at noon. That should give me enough time. And then we're going to go over there, and we will continue the conversation if you so desire. And if you don't want to play marbles on stream and you're done or you got to go do something else, I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you hanging out with me as usual. I will have this uploaded onto YouTube tomorrow as well as Facebook. I stream every single day, Monday through Friday, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, like I just said. So come on over, and it's Eastern Standard Time. That's the part I forgot. God, my mind is everywhere. All right, here he is. What's up, dude? All right, listen. You guys can stay here. I'm going to take this stream down. I'm going to switch it over. I'm going to bring the next one up, and then we'll get started again. So I just need about 5 minutes, guys. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching number 14. It is in the books. We are good to go, and I will see you in about 10 minutes. So just hang out for a minute.